Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Lee Hsien Yang has been given court injunctions restraining him from making defamatory allegations against two ministers over their rental of black and white bungalows at Ridout Road. The injunctions, which were sought by Law and Home Affairs Minister Shanmugam and Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan, were granted by the High Court in a judgment released on Monday, the 27th of November 2023. Explaining the decision, Justice Go Yi-han ruled in favor of the two ministers. In the absence of Mr. Lee's indication of whether or not he was contesting the defamation claims, hearings to decide on what damages Mr. Lee is to pay to the two ministers will be fixed at a later date. Mr. Shanmugam and Dr. Balakrishnan had sued Mr. Lee for defamation over remarks he made in a Facebook post on the 23rd of July 2023. In the post, Mr. Lee wrote that two ministers have leased state-owned mansions from the agency that one of them controls, felling trees and getting state-sponsored renovations. According to Mr. Shanmugam and Dr. Balakrishnan, Mr. Lee's post accused them of acting corruptly and for personal gain by having the Singapore Land Authority give them preferential treatment and paying for renovations to 26 and 31 Ridout Road. The Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau found in a report released in June that there had been no wrongdoing or preferential treatment given to the two ministers. Both cabinet ministers had sent lawyers letters to Mr. Lee in July, saying they would sue unless he apologized, withdrew his allegations and paid damages to be donated to charity. Mr. Lee, the brother of Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Yang, did not comply. The suits went ahead, with the ministers being allowed to serve papers to Mr. Lee via Facebook Messenger, as it was impractical to serve them on him personally in the United Kingdom. Mr. Lee and his wife, Mrs. Lee Sood Fern, had left Singapore after declining to attend a police interview in July 2022 over a separate matter. In a judgment dated the 2nd of November 2023 but released on the 27th of November 2023, Justice Go Yi-han ordered for hearings to assess damages in both ministers' cases to be fixed. He also granted injunctions restraining Mr. Lee from publishing or disseminating the false and defamatory allegations that the ministers had acted corruptly and for personal gain. Justice Go ordered that Mr. Lee pay both ministers' costs, which will be fixed at the hearing in which damages are assessed. He entered judgment in favor of the two ministers based on the rules of court, which state that a claimant may apply for judgment to be given against a defendant if the defendant fails to file and serve his notice of intention within a stipulated period. So why is Lee Hsien Yang in trouble? Lee Hsien Yang is in trouble because he now has to pay the two ministers damages as well as their costs, which will likely run up to a six-figure sum. If Lee Hsien Yang does not pay up, the two ministers can file for Lee Hsien Yang's bankruptcy as his creditors, and thereafter the official assignee will seize Lee Hsien Yang's assets in Singapore, which include the historically valuable house at number 38 Oxley Road. The state can then buy over number 38 Oxley given its historic importance. In subsequent videos, Professor Ma will explain more aspects of life. In the meantime, please help by liking and by subscribing. Thank you.